I wanted to ask you why you take the not modern story, but you take Shakespeare's story for your play. It was impossible to find out something in the modern stories.
Yes, it was complicated. We were looking a long time for a modern play, and we found one from, I think, from a Canadian author, and which was never done before. And I wanted to do it for the first time, but the rights at the agency, it was so expensive. We couldn't manage it because it was for the first time, and the author and the agency, they thought, okay, they can make more money. And this was one play. It was really good because it had a lot to do with the political situation in Europe and also in Ukraine, but we couldn't get it. And then a lot of plays, they have not this quality, and so that I can decide, I do it, and for Shakespeare, I think we all know Shakespeare, more or less, and it's a well-known play. It is translated, which is also sometimes a problem, and it's a really tough story. And that's why I wanted to do that play.
And what is the main changes in political situation on the world since Shakespeare's time? Because according to your version, it's nothing. It's the same problems, betraying.
Exactly, but that's the truth.
War.
That's the truth, and that's why it changed nothing, at least. Maybe in some parts it's a bit more, not so cruel, but you can say since these 400 years it didn't change, and that is the really surprising thing. It should be changed something, but it didn't. So that's why it's a modern play. That's what I wanted to say. We didn't need a modern play because Shakespeare is very modern. So
and as my feeling, you hint on that the tyranny come back to our world, and the big tyranny as Putin come or not, or I'm mistaken.
No, it's time for
compare Richard and Putin.
Yeah, let's say Putin, let's say another guy. There are a lot of these guys in the world. And, because we have, maybe some chaos in the world, or the ways they had the end, we don't know in a lot of situations, we don't know what to do. And this is like a vacuum. And I think that's why it's a good time for tyrants. It's a good time for tyrants,
Why is it a good time?
Why it's a good time? Because I said to you, because we have chaos in the world. We have chaos. We have a lot of, we thought everything is safe somehow, but nothing is safe. And you can see in that play, no one is, everyone is beating the other person. Everyone wants to come up, and he wrote it in that play. You can't trust anyone. And that's the truth, but everywhere, not only in Europe, everywhere in the world, it's the same situation.
And what is your prediction about the situation of the world Second War? As the person from culture, probably you have some feelings.
How we can change it?
What we can back or not?
What is back?
The big war.
Maybe not. Yes, it could be. It could come a war, I think, about, for example, water, or maybe for the earth we breathe, whatever. But as you can see, all movements now you see in the world, it is a lot happening. The pollution, for example, The water, for example, is coming to an end. and maybe we get the next war because of water. And who has a lot of water, that one will be the king, who has the power on water. So, and if you are a man or a woman, but I think it's more men, they do these things. If you can, influence this situation, if you can say, okay, the water is mine, he will have the power. So, and it's very easy. We think we make a big game and everyone can play in it, but it's not true. Some people play this play, and that you can see in that play, the Shakespeare play.
And back to the version of this play, the all roles was performed by women.
Yeah.
And my question is another. What is the difference between the views of director views, if you woman, and the views of director's man?
If I would be a man, what
is the way that you work? What is the differences?
Between me and the man?
Yeah, it's as a director.
Yeah, because, I don't take it so serious, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
I think men would be saying, no, they are not so brutal, not so cruel, they are not lying, they do the best what they can, everything. And the girls and me, we said, no, these are fucking assholes, and they know that they do it. It's more a clear view on the things. And women know men, and they know how they act. And it's a big fun also for the girls to go in these rules and to go these ways and to feel okay. That's what they do. Oh, interesting. And it's a clearing up area somehow with the thoughts about this world. And this was very good because also on the time of the rehearsals we talk a lot about these problems, about the world, about also Ukraine and Putin, for example, the situation. We had this, 40 days of, I don't know exactly the name, the president of Ukraine, he said these 40 days you couldn't go out or in the country. I don't know the name for this law. So because Putin came to the border of Ukraine with the boats. So, and we talked a lot about these problems because they are so near, and normally you don't speak with women so much about politics. But I think it's good to speak with women about politics.
But now Merkel is one of the persons who decides the dynasty of the world, and she's woman.
Yes, but she was on power for so many years. Now is another woman on power. She did a lot, and I think it's also tiring, this job. And maybe she thought what she could do, she did. So, and now other people or other guys have to do it. Yes, she was a woman, but I think she didn't not really do the things in a very feminist way.
No.
I think not. She tried how she could, but she's also, bonded somehow because there are a lot of men in the politics, and she did it step by step, maybe. And now I think it's time for her to say the next generation has to come, and I think that's right. She did a lot. She gave, her face, the face of a woman for the politics, and that's also a very important sign, at least, to say also women can do this.
But back to the story, the performance is during probably after the half an hour, I understood that Richard is a woman, but I feel that it's a person without the sex. So it was it was your goal to take
exactly to see what they do and not to play this play about sex and men and women. What is happening in these situations, what they do, and do we see it now also in the world? And that's what I mean. You clear the picture from things they are not so important, and then you get a more clear picture about the situation you have.
And do you think that Ukrainian audience is ready for that kind of
Yes.
Shakespeare
Yes,
situation?
they are. I mean, an Ukrainian theater man, he invited me, Stasjurko, for that. So I think it was also an experiment to see what will happen. I think there were some people that were shocked, but there were a lot of people, they appreciate that and they loved it. And even the women, the actress, they needed some time to get in and what you want to do with us and this stuff. But then they had a lot of fun. I think, of course, they are ready for that.
It was some differences and difficult to work with Ukrainian actors because you worked with very talented young Ukrainian actresses. But what is the difference between Germany and Ukraine?
We needed some time. We needed some time, I think, because the actresses from Ukraine, they get used to it. You tell them very exactly what they have to do, and then they act somehow, something like that. And we in Germany, for example, we see every day we do it in a new way somehow, and we needed time to find a way to come together. But at least they understood what I meant, and then they are fine because they are really good. The girls, I like them the way they play, and if they do it, then they do it with 200%, and that is amazing. Sometimes in Germany you have. Maybe they play it today, tomorrow it's more, yes, I know how it works. But the girls, they fight it and they burn for it every day. And this is really a present, even for me.
And what is the more interesting reflex from the audience? Did you heard about from Ukrainian audience?
Yes, I think to see and to believe and to think about politics, it's like a circus. It's like a big game with only the interests of the one person because they look a bit like circus clowns, bad clowns. And I think that way they liked, not to do politics. They are very intelligent and they know so many things I don't know about it, and to see they are playing like they feel I do this today and tomorrow I do this. Oh, this is not good for me. Okay, I kill him. And I think to go, without respect in your thoughts on this idea, because in politics, sometimes there is no respect for people and for things that you can really see all over the world, and I think they like it to see it in that way.
And if you can have a chance to use Ukrainian politics and to make play about them, do you know somebody who is very interesting for you from Ukrainian politics? Because you make it something about Germany politician situation.
Yes, of the French, of the president of Marine Le Pen,
Le Pen. She's pro-Russian.
Yeah.
And you talk about that?
No, I would like, if I would had the chance, there are a lot of very interesting politics. Your Burgermeister, the boxer, for example. I would like the idea to do something about him, or even about Timoshenko. It's also very interesting. So, I like this idea. I would do things like that, but not so, it's at the same moment it is theater, to think about things. You shouldn't take it too serious. You have to play with thoughts. That is important in theater.
Probably you have a chance to make something with Lichko because his wife are living in Germany, in Berlin. You know?
Yes, I don't know her personally, but I know that she's living here.
She's signer.
Yeah, very good. So we should make a contact.
And about the level of Ukrainian theatre, what do you think? Because I read some of your interviews, and you say that the level of Ukrainian theatre is something that you have seen 30 years ago in Germany. Why?
No, not only. I mean, not only. Now it changed a lot in Ukrainian. No, maybe I said this, but I said a lot of other things in these interviews. So it changed a lot of the young generation. That's what is very important to know, because there is a young generation, and I think, you know, I used to travel to Ukraine since 15 years, and when I started to go to Ukraine, the things were very blocked and closed. And now, in between, they changed a lot, because young people, they try to do something, new authors, directors, and these things needs time. Even in East Germany, it was the same problem, and the wall was falling down. It's 30 years ago. So.
But what problems do you have? You have the situation. It was the Soviet Union, but in Ukraine now we have officially democracy.
Yeah.
And but what are the same things with GDR?
In Ukraine,
yeah,
it started like that, but now it's starting to change the things, you know, because you have also these state theaters, even in Kiev, and there are a lot of, you know, old people. They lead the theaters, and I think they should change these positions now, like it happened with Tas Zhekov and Madame Trunova. They got now a new theater, and I'm very curious what they do, and they should do this everywhere in Ukraine and everywhere in Russia, because the new generation has to come and has to tell stories, because they are very young, talented, they have a lot of ideas, they know what they want to tell, they have to give them a chance. That's it.
Okay, but in Germany the classic theatre is not now there are any classic theatres, so
A lot
of classic. But what difference is, and probably all people go here.
Here in Germany,
Yeah.
I think we have so many theaters that you can find something for every typist and for every character, and you can go in musicals, and you can go in ballets and operas. You can go in modern theaters, in really, you know, really in theater for really small groups. You can watch everything. I think, when you say, we think also we live in a democracy here in Germany, and everything is possible, and the people are more rich, you know, here in Germany. And so you have to decide what you bring in the theater, that you get more, you know, audience, then they pay the tickets and everything. But in the last, I think, 2 or 3 years, the importance of theater in Germany is starting to change again, because the people also want to have answers, I think, like in Ukraine. But in the moment, nobody has answers, and it is here more, you know, this artificial character, because you have in every city many theaters, so you can do a lot. But if the people are interested, you know, the people of Germany, this is the problem, mostly.
Mm-hmm. And during your play, you try to take audience inside your performance. You take some apples to audience. Some of people applaud during the rallies.
Yeah.
And is it is it very? What is the idea that people to be inside?
Yeah, and that the actors have a contact to them and tell them somehow, this is your situation. It's not because we want to show you something, then you clap and you go home. So think about it. You are also, it's for example the scene of the Burgermeister. Mm-hmm. They say clap and say hooray, but and they say hooray, but of course it's not okay that they say hooray because he's an asshole. So, and you have to think about it. Oh, I clapped now for this guy. This was maybe not so good. So, and that's why to get the push, to think about the situation, to think what you do, you're part of that play somehow. And if you don't change something, nothing will change.
And how do you follow about the situation, political situation in Ukraine during the Ukrainian Revolution? Because some parts of your plays very. I understood that you saw it, you watched it on TV or something else.
Yeah, or in internet. And then I have some friends. They told me a lot. And when the revolution was in Kiev, one time I was there. And I watched it, but I have a lot of friends, they sent me photos, I watched it in the TV. You can see everything in the internet, even the girls, the actresses sent me, little videos, look at this. So I saw a lot of these things. Of course, I don't live in here, but I saw some things.
And do you saw differences? A lot of German people come to the rallies sometimes.
To where?
To rallies, to demonstration.
Yeah.
And in Ukraine we have the same tradition last years. Do you think it's something similar, and or it's differences about
between Ukraine or Germany?
Yeah, in this way to demonstrate your protest.
Yeah, no, I don't know. The people go on the street when they have enough, I think. And this is the same in every country, As long as they think, okay, it will change or maybe not, what I have to do with it, then they don't go. But if they feel they have to say something, they go. And I think, I don't know, for maybe I don't know if they are happy in Kiev or in Ukraine, because they had this revolution, and I had some talks with people, and they said, I'm not sure if they changed a lot after this revolution, and I don't know, shall we go back on the street or not? And I think this is maybe a problem. If you don't know if it helps if you go on the street, and I'm not sure about it, but maybe it's the last thing what you can do is to collect and to go on the street and to say the politics and the men, mostly the men, on top, it is enough, and it's happening again, and I think that's the same to all people. I think you have a lot of power in Ukraine to shout and to fight, and it's more relaxed in Germany, I think. But you shout and fight a lot, and because you have this patience, and this is very good because it's very close what happened in Ukraine, even during the revolution, and it's why you should use this power you have now, and you should go ahead, maybe.
You say that people are not so interested in theatre now, but what do you think?
You might mean here in Germany?
Yeah, because of media, because of social networking, is the PR, the media PR is much more. It's much more need much more big PR company, and the artificial is not so important as a PR now for theater.
You know, I don't know if I'm right when I say they are not interested in theater in Germany. That's not true. Not all of them are interested in theater. I think there's a group of people, they are very interested in theater and they go. But it's not a big group, it's a small group. And mostly the people, you get them with internet and with media and all these things. I think they are important. Even, I mean, also we can also only meet because we have these things. And I think it's both. It's very important to have this artificial way and to have this big media way. I mean, it's dangerous with this big media because if you say it is like this or like that and a lot of people see it, then they say, okay, that's the truth. And people, they have the power on these medias. It's very dangerous, yeah. But I mean, for me, it's not really such a... I love artificials, you know, movies, theater, something like that. And yeah, for me, is this more important? But it's changing.
Probably I talked.
I was wrong with the question.
No, I was wrong in my question.
Ah, okay.
Because I talk about that that successful performance now need very big PR company.
Yeah.
And
in Ukraine.
In Ukraine, Ukraine, and what about Germany?
No, we don't need this. At least, no, we need PR media. But maybe I'm not true. We also need it. At least we also need it because. Nobody will get it. That is their performance that is very interesting. It's true. Yeah, it's important. But it needs this way to change this idea in the theater. Theaters are a bit slowly, you know, to say like that way.
Probably the last question. If it will be possible, do you get some Ukrainian actors to Germany for a stable work or not? Why do you think they can't be the Germany actors, or they wanted to know German language, or it's not important now?
It's funny that you ask that because now I'm thinking about things like that because I have some plans with some people maybe to enter a new theater, and I was thinking about actors. And at least I would say, if I would do it again, I would take actors from really different parts of the world, and they speak what they speak. And then we had to find out how we can do it. But I mean, it's the truth. The people are coming from all over the world, and they don't speak all German. So, and we have to change our minds, and we have to find ways to communicate. Even we had to find out now during our work, and maybe that will bring a new way or new idea of theater as well. Because you have to find how you can tell stories when all of the people speak different languages, for example. And so my answer is no, this is not important that they speak German. You have to be curious and you need power, and I would love to try it with, for example, some people from, some actresses from Ukraine.
Thank you very much.